Everybody, Lawler here, and recently on the Rocket League website, they ended up making a post called Rocket League Challenges, a closer look, and have hinted at some more changes that are going to be coming with the free-to-play update at the end of the summer. Today, we're going to be breaking down what's going on with how the in-game challenges are changing and how they're being actually expanded to over the course of this season, as well as weekly and daily. The benefit you get for completing the challenges, how to earn items after it goes free-to-play, as well as how things are going to work when it comes to trade-ups based upon the new items and their classifications. But before we do any of that, as always, if you guys enjoy the content, first and foremost, give the video a thumbs up, as well as make sure to hit subscribe if you could be so kind, as it does help me out greatly. And if you guys want to support me directly, easiest way to do so is down in the description below. You can find links to all my social medias that are on rotation on the bottom left. Make sure you guys go give those a like and follow as well. With that said, let's jump straight into the blog post and see what it's all about. If you haven't seen the blog post, it came out on August 26th, written by Max Parker, guy who is notorious for putting out these. But it basically details what is going to be happening with the challenge system with free-to-play. It definitely feels like they're trying to revamp the approach that you have when you play Rocket League and trying to clearly identify casual to amateur to pro and a clear way to enjoy the game in various assets, even though realistically speaking, the game is the same thing every single time. Rocket League at its very bare bones is put ball in net, super simple, but the skill ceiling speaks for itself, and they sprinkle in some fun game modes like the extra game modes like Rumble and stuff to keep it interesting. And even though I would like more, these types of things are going to keep people, I think, coming back or motivated to continue to play the game, especially those that are trying to obtain more items and cosmetics to make their car look cool. So the four major topics that they discuss is how in-game challenges are expanding, what you will get for completing these challenges, how you'll earn items after it goes free to play, and how series and trade-ins are changing. And as a reminder, all of these things are also being coupled in with all the other things that are coming in the free-to-play update. This free-to-play update is going to be a big one, not only with the game obviously going free-to-play and a big influx of new players, but also you're talking a new rank, new season, how Rocket Pass is being affected, challenge system, tournaments being updated, and so much more. So I don't think we've officially seen all the things that are coming just yet, but the things that we have seen so far, and I will say I've been pretty pleased. So I'm excited to see on how it gets implemented and how things end up working out and if it has any effect on the actual playing of the game, because there has been patches in the past that mess with some of the physics stuff. But ultimately, for as of just like stuff that's being included, it does feel like we're getting Rocket League 2.0 with this free-to-play update, which is pretty awesome and I think a really good nod to Psyonix and what they're accomplishing. With that said, jumping into the actual post about what's going on, you'll have a whole new way to earn items when it goes free-to-play, and it all starts with revamped challenges. Currently, challenges are part of Rocket Pass. As you guys know, there is a free as well as a premium version of this. You basically get double the amount of challenges, and you have X amount of time every single week to complete them. And if you don't complete them in that week, and this is going to be changing, it doesn't matter. You can just kind of pile them all up and then do them all at once. A couple of the casters and I, when I used to be a caster with RLCS, would always just wait until the end of the season and then grind them out together in threes. So it was a lot of fun, but that's not going to be the case. You have dedicated time limits that you need to complete these by, and we'll get into the specifics of that in just a bit here. These are kind of all the details as they talk about that you can expect to see. First one's first is up for a challenge. Challenge system is now going to be different rather than just the couple that you get throughout the week and those pile up. It will feature a weekly, a season, and event challenge. I assume event challenges are for when they do like holiday stuff and you have to collect like the snowflakes for the winter. There's going to be challenges for that as well, and maybe they give different rewards because of that, but you do get some cool visual representation of what things are going to look like. So they do state that each week players are going to get 3 weekly challenges, and you get an additional 3 if you end up having the Rocket Pass premium version, which is primarily and usually $10. The other cool thing is if you guys have ever done a Rocket Pass in the past and you get up to the level 100 area, it will pay for the next Rocket Pass for free. So you make a one-time $10 purchase and you're pretty much good moving forward. And I hope that continues, as it's a good way to incentivize people to play the game. These challenges are refreshed every week on Wednesday, and you have to complete the challenges by that week when they are active. If you do not, they go away, and that's different, like I was talking about In the past, you had as much time until the season was over to finish those challenges. That is going to no longer be the case. You have to do them under this time restraint, and kind of incentivizes for you to play and be active on a regular basis. They also mentioned that season challenges, as the name suggests, will span the entire season. They do show some examples down below in the images, stuff like getting for the season, earning MVP in 25 online matches, earning 100,000 XP in online matches, 500 centers or clears in online matches. So a lot of things that incentivize you for playing consistently, and various rewards along with that. So it shows that primarily XP is going to be a thing. And I actually have some questions about how XP is going to be used ultimately with the way that you obtain items. And then they have these little things which we'll get into in just a second. You're able to track your challenge progress with a all new challenges widget in the top right hand of the menu. For those that may not remember, in a previous video, I did talk about how the main menu and the menu system is going to be revamped. We're not sure on how it's going to look, as it has taken one iteration as well already. And whether that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing or whatever, I don't know what the UI is going to look like. But the fact that they have a widget, I hope they do allow you to choose which challenges you actively want to work on. And you can pin up to like 3 or 5 or something like that to the main menu to make it easier, rather than having to go through the whole menu system from playing online and then into the Rocket Pass and then into challenges and then kind of going through there. So kind of like a quick access menu, I think, is a really cool idea. In the overall challenge menu, as you can see down below, it is where you will track and where you will receive the rewards for your challenges. It does state that you have to claim your rewards on all completed challenges, and then once you do get the completion and the reward that comes with it, which can be customizable options for items, whether it be cosmetics, XP, or the new thing called drops. The only thing I have is, I'm curious if you forget to redeem these challenges. Say I have all of these done like it shows in the graphic, and I forget to go in and click redeem or something like that, if it will just automatically give those to me, or if they do expire and I miss out on that. I hope it's a quality of life thing that they just say, yep, if you have it completed and you forget to, we just issue it on that Wednesday when things reset. Because I feel like people would be pretty upset if they just forget to do something and then they don't get it. The new thing that's being implemented then is drops, which can be found as challenge rewards, and that's what these guys are. What I assuming these little like capsules is what the best way I can describe them as, and are also implemented in the free rewards when it comes to the non-premium version of the Rocket Pass. When you do open these, as it states, it will drop an award, which is an item that is added to your inventory. This is not a blueprint. This is something that is just yours. So the cool thing about this is it is going to be taking over, as they state in primary, on your way to earn free items rather than receiving items every time you level up. And this is where my concern comes in, is, as you guys know right now, you have like a account level, and as you level up, every time you reach that level, you do get an uncommon drop that you can then trade in and eventually trade up to the chance to get like painted car bodies, like a titanium white octane, if you're lucky. That doesn't seem like it's going to be the case anymore, and I don't know if that's just me reading this a little bit too seriously or not, but they do state that it will be your primary way to earn free items instead of receiving items from leveling up. Not that this is going to be an alternative to that, but it sounds like this is going to be the replacement for that, and you will no longer get uncommon items from leveling up. And I assume this means it's because there is so many challenges going on weekly that it may not become an issue. We talked about this in my chat a little bit earlier today, and for those that like to grind, if they get done with all their challenges and keep gaining levels but they're not getting items, I think it might turn some people off. So I'm not sure if it is an end-all to be-all or how that is actually worded, but it is something that I do have some concerns on. They then do classify that you do have the ability to trade the items from the drops that you receive as an award, but you do not have the ability to trade the drop itself. It feels like they are account locked. It then goes on to talk about how there will be items to the series and trade-ins. What they mean by series is, when crates originally were a thing, they had different names like Champion 1 series, Champion 2 series, Vindicator. They had a bunch of different like crate series that had individual items in them, which many content creators like John Sandman focused heavily on certain ones so they could get specific items. It allowed them to have a better % chance of getting a specific item, like Zomba wheels, as they notice, or other decals or goal explosions, as it states. With the new drop feature coming, they can contain items from blueprints or previous crate series, but the thing they're doing that can be considered good or bad depending on where you sit on it is that they're getting rid of that series classification. Right now I have multiple items that have been in different iterations as crates, as repeats, but I can't trade those up because they're classified as different series So when I go to do the 5-item trade up, they don't line up. That is changing, and they are going to be in the future removing that. But at the same time, it also makes it much more difficult in a trade up to get a specific item that you are hoping for. It looks like it's going to be opened to the entire pool, so the chances of you getting something specific from that crate series is going to be extremely difficult, which inherently will increase the value, I think, of those higher tier items, because there is a lot more items in that pool to pull from when you do end up trading up. All the items after the free-to-play update will no longer be linked to the specific series, and I'm curious if the ones from Legacy or previous to the free-to-play update are going to just stay in that locked state forever, or how things are going to adjust. And they do actually note this, that because of the new items, and there's so many new items from the trade-in system, current items are going to appear less often, which makes them more rare. So for those that do care about trading, the value should actually go up a bit. If you are looking for something like a painted body of like an Octane, right now by trading up the lightning boosts and stuff like that, you do have a better chance of getting a painted car body right now with a specific chance. So if you are looking to do that, make sure you do that before it goes free to play. Otherwise, your chances are going to be so ridiculously difficult that you can pretty much kiss that chance goodbye. Kind of a quality of life update as well, which I think is just good forward thinking, is for those that have not yet played Rocket League when the game does go free to play, will be given challenges that are specific to new players. Things like doing the basic tutorials, play an online match, get one shot on goal in online matches, and other various things that are super simple for those that are brand new to the game. And it locks them in 9 series of those challenges for them to complete, and kind of put them in a different style of tutorial and tasks to accomplish to help them kind of ease their way into the game. And either they finish all of these or they hit level 20, and then they can gain access to the other weekly challenges. So I think, and I hope what they end up doing is this becomes, you must complete this and you must hit level 20 before you can play ranked. I think it would be a good way to help counter the Smurfs that I know a lot of people are worried about coming in with a free-to-play system. So hopefully this becomes kind of a limiter. I don't think there's any way to get rid of smurfing, but I do think simple things like this may help prevent it being so easy and just creating a new account and then just going into ranked and smurfing. So hopefully they double down on this. I think this is a cool idea. Just ultimately, like, if I've got some new friends that are picking up Rocket League for the first time, I can just be like, yeah, go check out the new driver challenges, see if you like it, earn some new cars, kind of get that instant gratification of like, oh, I played a game, I completed a challenge, I get a thing that a lot of games do early on. I think this is a cool way to introduce a new audience into Rocket League. Ultimately, I think it's a pretty cool idea. I don't know how the drop things are going to work until I get my hands on it, but if you guys don't know, I don't really play Rocket League all that much anymore. I'd spend a lot more time talking about it and educating and watching the esport. So this stuff I don't think pertains to me that much, but I will say I think this, in partnership with the new tournament system, has actually made me want to play the game more. It gives me something to work towards. And even though the tournaments was enough for that, I think, if I play with a group of people or 2-3 people and focus on the tournament system and getting titles, that this being as an added bonus will keep that feeling of like, okay, I am accomplishing something and I want to continue to play. So I think it's cool. I think it's a good quality of life update on how challenges have been approached. And Psyonix, again, it definitely feels like we're now going to be playing Rocket League 2.0. Even though it's the same Rocket League we've played for 5 years that we know and love, I think some of these features are just a good quality of life for especially people with their first experience coming in that should be pretty happy about it. So again, credit to Psyonix. I love what they're doing, and I'm excited for this free-to-play update and all the other stuff that they are going to be announcing hopefully shortly. That's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure you drop those down below, and I'll do my best to get a response to those in a timely fashion. And as well, if you guys haven't seen any of the other videos, make sure you guys go check those out. All the information about new updates when it comes to Rocket League in the actual game client, not just esports. Make sure you guys go check out those as well in case you have any questions about some of the other things that I mentioned. Stuff like the new rank system or the tournaments features that are going to be coming, stuff like that. And then when the update actually ends up coming out live, I'll make sure I kind of deep dive on it and then do an all-encompassing video that incorporates all the new features from previous to now and give a comparison. With that said, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and we will catch you next time. Peace.